See, my friend, some na sama odi ana ye kwa kofiasia edi a free attorney general sanso ye swafo a hwe eye attention ne so ewo oh my God nemu Dr. Dominic anyini na nei no woni centralfo edi nhyiamu eni empuni mposan se ye beka ya ebre abanye ote akonwa so na wonso akofo mu krampo eni si enkantam ensuaye no hye Ghana fo bo se nipa bi a wonam kwati kwanso ne kuntu na se na Ghana sika no omafom no se de tie bia no behwe sesafo no emra no ombedi nam so ema oti ora emu komobo bebre no a ana ahyase enei na chese ne enkomobo ne bepeso akwakoduru eni mpo na atenten ne ho nkomobo ne nsema hodo aka no Dr. Dominic anyini ede nsema hodo no etuja.
Legal counsel to the president, my former boss, has never put pressure on me to cut any deal. Offers have been made, and I have turned all of them down. I have told everybody, please go to the court. If you want a pleas deal, I'm filing cases. In the Wontumi case, offers were made to us for a plea deal. I said, no, I'm filing charges. If you want, announce your intention for a plea deal to the judge. That is now my strategy. The MPP took advantage of my saying that I'm open to to having plea deals to say, okay, that I was busy cutting deals in the office. No deal has been cut, and no deal will be cut except under the auspices of the court of competent jurisdiction. That is what I have decided, and that is what we are going to do, going forward. Lastly, we have frozen all the assets of Anan that I have listed, including a 10 million Ghana Cedis fixed deposit account at Republic Bank, Labone branch. That is the liquid assets. They also, had a lot of bags. I didn't want to list them. The wife has over 61 luxury bags. All right, name them. He himself was buying watches, some costing as much as 1.5 million Ghana Cedis and so on. We have taken note of all of them, and so we've done the freezing, including those of the vehicles. So on account of the foregoing, we have decided to charge Mr. Hanan Abdul Wahab and his wife, Faiza Seydou Wuni, with stealing, conspiracy to steal, causing financial loss to the state, using public office for profit, obtaining public property by false statements, and money laundering. The charges will be filed on Friday, and I have the charge sheet, the draft charge sheet, which I am reviewing here for everybody to see, so that nobody goes to say that I have indicted somebody and I don't have charges. I have my charges ready. From now onwards, when we are announcing the conclusion of investigations, we are either contemporaneously filing charges or we are filing them immediately thereafter. Okay, so this is what I have for you today. I hope that Ghanaians will bear with us to do an exercise.
Enti ye free attorney general ensemo na yakwa kopiemu ewo akane penipa abedeshra na woda National Service Authority no ano erua gifti oware mensa sabredi wabedi apene ewo oh my God na mu nyina ne se na nsentemu attorney general ensema wodo bia wo kire se enam musaso nenam te se ne oh my God na ahwere sika puduo ne nyina eye edian wodo bia no mususu se eyensamandin na ewo bia ya no mu yadwuma wo ho na enso no mampa hwe nenam so emagana ahwere sika aboka emu odene peye enam so ma ukokopiemu ewo court ene emranimu no na chese enadan asenie ne niam ahodo ne hyase no ana court no ama ne bela eno eye 10 million Ghana cedis a wasan so age niam miensa eno eye 3 charities ede aka ho anesa na no na chese ene enkomobo no akwakoye ensem bebre sansem betodwa no na Ghana fo bebre na omani edi sa ensem ya chise nam ne nsa so pesa na kwakoside na ese na eye ohawa ahodo a na ewom tibesi bia no edan sebo a Ghana fo ebete ensema wodo a etuasa enkomobo ahodo nyina emu yakoya nim ewo nsenfo from dia na yekọ akwakopiemu ewo edom kuma no ba no dani ewo Ghana march bedwafie eye onmonyamfo Alexander Afenyo Markin ono na nei no de nsema wodo bia todwase ekame ese said the name no attention any emra some echo ewo my Ghana mu no eya ade ada acham koma bia ne se empanifo anhwe no man kan wansam a ebeye animtiabuo ne nyema hodo bebre titiriu ene yabato enkomobo ene yabato ensem ho ne nyina chief justice na nsensem ya no abanye ote abenwa akonwa so eyi no efri so a ede nsem bebre do a ne bepie ne nam so ema ora Alexander Afenyomakin ede sansama hodo yi etu jor mahye.
Mr. Speaker, on the governance front, governance is about upholding freedom, justice, and the rule of law. The frequent arrests of opposition figures, journalists, and ordinary citizens on flimsy and politically motivated charges exemplify a pattern of harassment intended to silence dissent. They paint a troubling picture of a shrinking civic space in our democracy. Even more disturbing, young Ghanaians expressing frustration on social media have been targeted, questioned, and in some cases detained. The question we ask as a minority is this the reset we were promised or an era of regression?
Enti sabre ebraso se yede apomodenimu enkomo efri Lucky Herbal Hospital edi djuma nenso ne tua no akwa yede ne adiamo omo no womote womo ho edigu montene so no omotimi agisika no 80 million Ghana cedis ana edi efri sa ankrankran we wono mo a na ekyerese ampa nukrani omo ebo adwuma na muso mo ne sama hodo bi etudwa yekwe anim ne hyehye omo di egu aponso efa sa nkomo ba hodo bi aka ho.
With our intervention we've been able to refund a total amount of 426,291.55 to consumers. These were consumers who were overbilled in their various aspects. Which is being overbilled, they think that the bills that are being given to them doesn't correspond with the kilowatts per hour they've been using at their various homes, and then maybe the readings doesn't tally with that on their meter. On the other hand, the utilities also reported some complaints to us. When I say the utilities, I mean the Ghana Water and the GCG. And within that, the Commission has done a recoveries of 80,632,623.30. Through our intervention, we facilitated the replacement of 940 poles, which were reported to us within the third quarter. We did 7 transformers replacement together with the utilities. With regards to your usage of electricity and water, if you have any challenge that you think you cannot resolve with the utilities or with the consumer, always run to the PURC, and then through our LI, we will also be able to, and our LI and our mandate will also be able to resolve the matters amicably and make sure that our electricity and
Wo ensamfo from no yenko na yenko kopie mu e wo Lucky Herbal Hospital na ye isanse wonim sade nipa mpempem ankoma a ede omo ho ato Lucky Herbal Hospital enro no so adansedi wo mu edi e wo ho e kyerese nukre ni aboa pa na emufa enei no ema no edi wadanse pan ye eye vike isanse eye dura eboa na esiesi ahemfie ma ema ye no so etimi edi mu na ekonkan na mso maganafo bi titiwade hye bi e wakaso a omudi vike ni bi aye dwumadie no omudi ho nkomo na danse Maraku mayankwenya amafa Maraku madogbana mi wakata Maraku mala Lucky vike make sure come from na marasiara because our na nyongu do na la angoma ikana mi cream to me vaila do don ha na la koviade kokola atika aji ko na la ko tutu fuma kwa ala fine pa na la ko tutu fuma kwa na fuma kata fu na fine na fuma wana dry na ntu ha yifuma halanya be ye Iva nyong gwanya tepo tamba kanfu na no vinyo kata nyong da sia da bia kena nyong kwa makafu Lucky vike no bena o na pre na zanpo ala fine pa bada kwa akpana mi okata efemi akosi happy me recommend vike Lucky ebedro no emedra eboa ema esiesie ye ho se o vagina east ni ye ho keka ho a like ema Obre like kunya anwedro biano. The American mandiama mo ye vinke Lucky Herbal because I am fine. Obia you so di one dance here. E dro papa. But me used to be a yentimi di one dance here. Say young girls ne ye mame mu nyina no. 1 year 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 1 Enti wei adansidia ema edivike esiesi omoho na abomomanyamfaso ewoso no mudiye edifa eye lucky vika eno eye drobako a efree lucky eba hospital tena ye nti so wohweye no kopabito titiri so ye oba wo ye be mampo a to fama wo yere wo kanchema bi na wonfansiesie no se de be ya ba bia ebetimi akoyie ede amawo na yekoye nim wonsan foforo mu dia na yekọ akopie mu ewo nnensentwofo nhyiemu a edom kuma ne dom dodo no ba no dafo awodo a ewo gana ma hye fie ene nsentwofo ehia ye na womudi nkomo awodo ene nam so ma chese ne no Galamsey a sade ye nyina ye nim so sa kunya kwakoye ko a esensan o my Ghana kom na yete na ente ye ko no so no ye ko a yentimi ani so nkonim no na won ekasa ye fa honam so ama monyamfo Alexander afanyoma ken etwemu se kame se sa kono akwakoye ko an wodene ntima ye hu ne se eye ba akofo nko ye nyina ye mfa ne se ye tamfo na ye nko eni so nkonim.
Expose in 2010. I think that we must be collective. We, the political parties, must be collective and see that Galamsey as a common enemy. Because you see, when President Akufo-Addo boldly announced to the Ghanaian public that, look, I am even putting my presidency on the line, he meant well. But it is not President Akufo-Addo who would go into the forest in person. He has to implement that policy, that pledge, through people. And that is where we had challenges. I again recall that some constituents in the early days of the Galamsey fight had come to me that, oh, it looks like their friends are calling them to go back. Because these were fishermen who had been recruited to work on people's land, sites. And because of the fight, they had come home to do their fishing. And they had been called to go back. What was it? What they told me, oh, the soldiers allowed them to do it in the night. And they take some money from them. So their guys were calling them that, oh, there's still business. So come back and do it. The point I want to make here is that because of the partisan approach to it, these people who are involved in the business get protection.
Na ebra Adam kuma no ba no dani ade sansama hodo bi atso dwade fa Galamsey ya ekoso no enam soma ba no dani so ade ma Adam dodo no Ghana ma hye fie onmonyamfo eye mahama ayargan so ade ensama hodo bi atso dwa eyi ano sede etie pepepe.
Mining, and it's been happening for years, in fact for centuries. That's how mining was done until the Europeans came with large-scale mining activity where they introduced excavators and mechanized mining. Otherwise, we're doing artisanal. And the artisanal has persisted up to date. What was Ghana's problem? Ghana's problem started when people discovered that they could bring Chinese to come and join them. And the Chinese could afford machines, and they will work with the Ghanaians so that what I could use my pickaxe to dig for a month, the Chinese would dig out with their excavators in 2 days. So the level of exploitation accelerated through the utilization of machines. So the movement from artisanal hand digging by our young people who are unemployed and think that if they dig and get something, they can also sustain themselves. The movement from there to the use of excavators and dozers is what really became our problem.
Yenimsa emani monyam eni tirinwi oba bia wo sede ye wo sie ni tirinwi a ema ne ho ye fe ebi mu epese obebo obi so pese obe fix wake up anasa obi a wo se de wo si eye no na nso nyina ye nim se oba bia e wo natural hair eno edema ne danso e wa foforo aka nyina mu nso kame ye se enema ye ba no ye na bebrenu a e pese ye fix wake up anasa ye bebo sense ye beja ye tirinwi na nkasa e de aguso wei anam soma Lucky TV ate ye ho e de sika so montene so ene ema wodro bi e di nkomo e bisa wo mo se etibo ananse so omobehye anampo ne de kan wo bia no emu de he ana omani gye ho esen omo natural hair de de enti krampo enti na natural hair no omani nye ho se ebegu so enti yentie se de ema ahodo ni bi e kan ye
pa jo mi tinu me de aguso sa me nunuma na etete tinu bone sa na ama na yewe kakra ma tina ya ama me de enwi ne bone but me bone sa so ye fe but sometimes na me de we ne bo na ama me ma fine.
It has a lot of reasons. If you are high, you know, so we use this to attach it. Yeah, the S to us so that the bear to take a car to just believe. And obiso ha ni know a pay me on to me or the ball to say or like to execute. And so the is to me abo.
Then say buy like a shame you say or buy no nyamini enyi it's a shame ya e ma ya ho ye fe en enyi na ma ye di sesi ye ho say na ma ye fe ntine ye share enyi no me tai share bia we am call party wedding and as a program bia sorry me share it's so one share like ho ye fe me pen say ya we say wo no e ka wo ba we no nya bo ko nra ya no atama share bia ko me atama share na wo ko ba de bia wo be no ubonso an peda ho asai esan yiri ntiwe no ho ye chen bona we bono
to the tambo meeting sem pese meeting efu anu ti na me boy I have no specific reason for braiding my hair pese efu enu anu no I try we can no show e wa asin ti me nhada enhye
oh you can say answer natural de bia wo de wankasa wuti ba na wani mai hu dudu so on fa enyi kakra nka ho na wani mu nna ho so that to share clash cry I get you beautiful so to say anything I dey enyi ka ho
wei ari ensem a wona ani obedi nkomo e waka so mo ye ma e bisa o mutiriwi no nienti a nyame de no de amaye na eye natural no ye de bi e ka ho say ye wake up anasa ye bo no wote de mo kan say e bi say e ma fashion e bi say e mo ahofe e daddy ebe no say etimi bua amatiriwi efu enti wo so wo hyen e wo fie no den enti ana wo so ubouti anasa wo hye wake up midin ajoa a champoma owo ahe eye sama hodo bia e ma ye ne omo edi nkomo e fa tirihwi se wo bebo anasa wo behye de yakopon de ma wo no e bia na wo de opese wo de bi e ka ho no ana wo mo e kire ye obi anti ni enti a emano eboniti anase wo wig anase rivon no enti wo so a wo hwe no wo so de ne sense de yebusa no bi so de oninwi de manitua ne bi wa so no oninwi enti ye be free sansam ni mu na yakọ ye nim ewo ensamfo from de ana yakọ akwakopie mu ewo amansia west mensini mu ewo asante mantam no emu na kura yakọ akwakopie mu no eye esase bonti fufuo na ewoi enene na tese ene aposifo ene mensi chepani ni wona e ba ne bambo ho sima o ka ho bi akwakopie mu na o makwakochi Burkina Faso fo makoma akwaduo nu ba ko a o mo de Galamsey wo so mo be ye no mo de be sei yensu a
dissect meeting ena dissect nyan nkra se foreigners bi abehye isasi bontefu a wo mo eye Galamsey wo ho na yeti se ye ma yetu ho na mo ntem kura ne se o mo de chemicals a eye awuduro ena a blasted stones no na no so no resant ne kogu nsuo no mu ete se obi obekwa akosa bia no bia no na yade na ede ebre Ghana man nti yantwentwen ye na asekura ana yetisi yekoye nyame chade yekokonya 21 ana yede omo ebaaye na interrogation no mu no e kire se omo master bi ye fan Papa Martins a ono ye Ghana ni ono na de omo baaye omo meya adwuma na tese wontua omo ka nti ebisa mu no a kire se month bia promises obemo omo 50,000 sefa na on fasika ne ma wom say omo kom krom Burkina no de ama wo ti asat na wadwuma o ma ye nyina kra no mfa sika ne ma wo ne mom ofidi wo nti ye de omo nyina ba ye ba be scrutinize wo na fe ye do mo be court ni wa no eye papa Martins no a omo bo ni din omo master no ye di ni tente say ye benya wono susu ache no ye de no aka ho ama na face full rigors of the law ye had ye foreigners ne tai ba because last year kra no ye kokofa fulani phobia ye susu say
I didn't some eto dware na ne onso ese aban anemu ewo amanse west mensini mu so den sama wodo bi eto dwa enhyehyɛ ne niema wodo mu so mo komanim no mbɛyɛ a ebetimi aboa abonsu nsuwa no so ho ban
se me catch bia ne say Galamsey aya ade say ye national security issue. So whoever is engaging Galamsey El Mansun Kwantam, you should be ready. We are coming for them. We are coming for them. Nobody will be allowed to do Galamsey El Mansun and important. That's that promoter. The SY administration, the advice say if you see something, say something. The best me man for ne say. Ubia who say BBC air koswa quickly mo yasonya dey enti because in corridors 70 communities and a shemaso many ntimi nko ba bia nti the best ne say minuanom me ma me ne adofo a ewo potem no ye besre se mu say ahofo bi say ba anaso bi be hyew na oye ade a efa mara kwan so a mo ma yasonte na yintu so anam kacho bia ne say o man na yatim no ye wo emra ewum obi ntimi sori emehan wodan abra wuni nipa ko a oye tie besre so obi ba na so peso behan wodan na obetena wukuom a mun interrogate ni yehu nipa no adwuma so a peso oye dey wode ba kulimu ni ehwe na ya ade a etia mra ye nyina ye nsori ni nsia no se de be ya ye benya ya sumdue because is a terrorist atiate se obabia Burkina na ade Burkina for instance na gina ha 21 eno ye nyan yo and me na wo ka se ye bi so wo mu hihye mu a you say that's the captain say ye pe ways and means say betimi so ache mo marketing and ye be say community leaders, assembly members, all the stakeholders are involved no ye be say mo bibi say mo ma ya sonte na ye ntuase
enti wei ayabana musini a ogina ho ademadehia ewo amansia west mensini emu na ode nsama hodo atodwa sansa Galamsey no ediga nani enenam so ama bebrenu a enya nsuo enom a akwakoya akosam kese enti enyina sami so entwa ye